Did you know that research has shown that integrating ChatGPT in online classes within peer groups can significantly enhance student satisfaction, content delivery, and increase engagement? Hi, my name is Mark Billington. I'm the director of the Create team. In this three-part design session, you will learn key course design strategies and how to leverage artificial intelligence, or AI, to improve your design while spending less time doing so. Think of a course that you would like to create or improve. Pause the video if you need a minute to think of one, then hit play when you're ready. Get used to pausing the video. We'll be using that technique several times throughout this session. Great, now that you have a course in mind, what will you teach? One of the best ways to begin is to start at the end. Backward design is a key strategy in course design, in almost any project you plan for that matter. If you were to bump into a current student 5 years from now, what 5 concepts would you want them to remember from your course? Those 5 items will likely become your course outcomes. The big question is, how can AI help with the course design process? AI can help you define and refine your course outcomes and many other aspects of your course. Think of a recent conversation with a work partner. Did it flow like a Google question? You ask one question, get one answer, and it's over? I hope it was more conversational, with a continuous back and forth sharing of ideas. In these sessions, AI, specifically ChatGPT environment, is more like a conversation with a work partner. ChatGPT question writing or prompt engineering should be like a conversation with a friend. The goal is not to get a single answer, but to converse back and forth and get a better, maybe even the best answer. Imagine talking to another faculty member who's an expert in course design. What would you ask? How do you expect they would respond? For this session, we will use the browser version of ChatGPT. Go to chatgpt.com on your device, pause the video anytime you need a few extra minutes, and oh, by the way, you won't need to set up an account for now. You should now see "What can I help you with" screen. Simply click on the Message ChatGPT area and type your first prompt. A prompt is very conversational and doesn't have a specific format. Remember, you're talking with a friend or an assistant. The first thing I need for my course is a set of outcomes. So, the prompt I'm going to use is create 5 course outcomes for a nursing course. It's your turn. For the first session, follow the prompts I'm sharing. Pause the video, type your prompt, and press return. Restart the video when you're ready. That was a very generic prompt, and GPT provided a good, but rather generic response. If I were to ask a team member to create the outcomes with very little background information, that's the response I'd probably get in return. One way to improve the response is to improve the request. That's called iterative approach to prompt engineering. Each prompt is just a little bit better than the prior prompt. Let's improve this prompt. Create 5 course outcomes based on the 11th edition of the Fundamentals of Nursing textbook by Potter, Perry, Stockert, and Hall. It's your turn. Pause the video, give it a shot, and restart when you're ready. There, that's getting closer. Take a few minutes to look through the information that GPT provided. What might be your next request? Unlike Google, GPT can, and usually does, remember your conversation. Now you can ask it to please edit these to reflect the AACN and Next Generation NCLEX guidelines. For you non-nursing listeners, that's the American Association of Critical Care Nurses and the National Council of Licensure Examination. They're the board examiners for our nurses. Your turn, you know the drill. One more iteration of the prompt and we should have a solid set of outcomes to start with. Let's play the role of an expert instructional designer and edit these outcomes. You know what's next. It's your turn to pause and repeat. GPT added Bloom's verbiage to the outcomes and provided a list of edits and also the reasons for the edits. Take a few minutes to look through the information that GPT provided. Don't forget the human role in all of this. If this were a conversation with a teammate, would you blindly accept what they said? Probably not. You'd add your own thoughts and ideas throughout the conversation. The same applies here. As I said, GPT helped us get started. What changes do you want to make? At this point, you should have a very well-defined set of outcomes. Use the associated discussion board in Brightspace to share them with your peers. Consider their suggestions, make edits, and then share your outcomes with your dean and the Create team. Now that we have our outcomes defined, you can begin branching out in the design of the course. The next prompt is, what else should I be thinking of? ChatGPT responded with the following. Here are a few key considerations beyond just the learning outcomes that we should consider next. Our next session will cover the first item, alignment, and the second item, assessment. They are the next components on our backward design strategy as well. See you soon.